For this tripod review, I'm doing two things that I really make it a point to avoid. However, I think they are called for this one. The first one is reviewing a tripod in a desk setup. And the second one is involving the box. So I really try to avoid doing tripod review videos in a desk setup because as much as possible, I'd want it to be seen in the location or the environment where you would use the tripod. But this is excusable, not even excusable, this is expected because this is a travel tripod. Now for the second thing, I included the box simply because I really like the design of the box. This is not an unboxing video. I will strive my best to give you more value than that. Now it also comes in this carrying case right here, which I believe is kind of an extra mile thing for such a tripod. Again, this is a tabletop tripod. Usually you would get these in a simple box and with no carrying case. But I love the fact that Tilta actually included something like this. And when we open, here is the Tilta BT03. When folded, it's around 11 inches. When you set it up like this, it goes down to 10.8 inches. And that is basically the height coming from the ground or the tabletop all the way to the camera plate. Now, what's unique about this is that this tabletop tripod is actually a two-section carbon fiber tripod, which means that it can go a few extra inches up. And when you have it fully extended like this, you actually get to 21.9 inches. Now, alternatively, if you fold it back and you extend the legs to the widest angle, you go down to around 5 inches between the ground and the camera plate. So even if it is a tabletop tripod, I really like the fact that it has quite a range of heights that you can work with. Now, I think it's been a while since I last reviewed or featured a tabletop tripod, but I always say this: you can never underestimate the value of having a small tripod like this. This has saved me in so many instances wherein tripods weren't allowed. At the same time, I always carry at least one tabletop tripod whenever I travel because I only want to bring one full size or one travel size tripod. So having something like this actually allows me to maybe film my reviews or my tutorial videos just as long as I can find a surface where I can put the tabletop tripod. So sometimes that is actually an elevated surface, maybe a table, maybe a big flat rock or something like that. But sometimes I also leave it on the ground as well. And I think in the years that I've been doing photography and content creation, I've probably had maybe 2 dozen tabletop tripods at this point, just because I really like having them. Now, one of the things that's new about this tripod is this is the first time I've actually used a carbon fiber tabletop tripod. You wouldn't think that you'd want a carbon fiber material on a tabletop tripod, on something so small and light to begin with. But then again, if you can make it in carbon fiber, why not? So it's just 428 grams, but it can carry, given the ball head, it can carry 3 kilograms. So that should be enough for any camera that is proportionate to this size. I mean, technically, that can also fit a full frame mirrorless camera with a 70 to 200 if you're not going to be tilting it so much. But why would you do that, right? But in general, any camera set up with a medium sized lens should be good. It can be carried by something like this. Now, the more important things to talk about, number one, it does come with a regular functioning ball head, which means that it's not just a mounting screw on top. It comes with an Arca Swiss quick release clamp and of course an Arca Swiss type plate right here. And this comes in white, gray, and black. And even the ball head will be in white, gray, or black, depending on what you get. So, I mean, that doesn't really add so much value to the quality of your shots, but it does look really nice. I am looking forward to getting my ZV-E10 Mark II in white very soon, and I think that will be a permanent partner for this tripod. Just because. So as I said, it's a regular functioning ball head. It has this main knob right here that controls the friction of the ball. It has the knob right here for the quick release clamp. It also has a level indicator right here on top if you're gonna need that. And it has a secondary knob right here for panning. So even if it's standing just like that, it can also pan from side to side without having to use the ball. However, an additional feature is that there is a 1/4 inch thread right here with two ports for locking pins right here on the side of the ball head opposite the main knob. And what's even nicer is that aside from that port on the ball head, each of the sides of the legs right here near the joints actually also have 1/4 inch threads with locking pins. So we have one here on the ball head plus another pair on each of the legs. We have a total of 7/4 inch threads with locking pins for additional accessories. So here we have a camera and it has a cage right here. So this is compatible with cages, L brackets, of course, regular Arca Swiss type plates, as well as rotating brackets. I have here a cage on the A6700, and the quick release clamp will be able to hold that very easily. Now, as a content creator, I always carry a wireless mic with me whenever I am outdoors. But if I could have the chance to shoot with a shotgun mic and be able to kind of condense the sound even better, I actually would. So I thought that one of the ways I could utilize the threads on this tripod is actually use an arm. Now, I do have smaller arms, but I feel like I want to max it out for this. Now, why would I want to use an arm this big? Well, it's precisely because I want the microphone to be much higher than the camera so that I can record with a setup like this. Now, you actually don't see the microphone anymore, so I'll extend it down a bit, just like that. And with a bit of distance, I can actually record with a shotgun mic very easily with this setup because I'm using a wide lens as well. So imagine you want to film from, say, a park or anywhere technically, just as long as there's somewhere to set down the tripod, you can record with this setup. Now, this is of course not the only use for all the accessory ports right here. That's the beauty of it. You can use anything with a standard 1/4 inch thread. So you can use bigger arms, smaller arms, just as long as it can fit within the payload. And remember, even with this huge arm connected already, we still actually have 6 more ports that we can use for other accessories. Maybe you want to put, I don't know, an extra battery or mount a power bank or whatever. You can use all of these ports simultaneously and have at it. Now, overall, that's basically what I think sets this tabletop tripod apart. It's carbon fiber, but more importantly, it has so many points for attaching extra accessories. Because even a tripod as small as this can actually offer you so much more in terms of compatibility, especially if you have a lot of accessories to mount on the small tripod. It's a bonus that it's light. It's a bonus that it can carry 3 kilograms. I think the biggest selling point is the fact that it can mount so many accessories, plus the fact that it comes in white. And yes, there we go. This is again the Tilta BT03 carbon fiber tabletop tripod with one stage or one additional section if you want to extend it. And I really do like this. I am curious as to what other accessories will come out from the brand that will be compatible with the ports right here. I've seen a lot of arms, but I think they can come up with a lot more accessories that will make this even more useful. There, so if you have any questions, do leave them down below in the comment section. I will put a link to the product information down below in the captions. And at the same time, of course, if you're new to the channel, my name is Nicco Valenzuela. I'm a landscape and architectural photographer and content creator. And in this channel, I've been talking way too much about gear, but I also do a lot of photography tutorials and just regular advice for creatives. If you're into any of that, then click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. In any case, thank you for watching.